There we go, that's maybe a little bit better. I'm just getting ready to go walking with Ziggy and Pearl. There's Ziggy right there waiting on me. But we're at the start of my trail, and I just happened to look down and saw this little black snake. It's actually what they call a rat snake. You can see the white scaling on its side right there. And they do have a little white. They're pretty much black, but if you look close, you can definitely see a little white on them. And I'm going to kind of get down here. Back, Zig, back, Zig, back. I'm going to get down here a little bit closer. Let it look right into the camera. See the snake? Back up, Pearl. Back up. Pearl, back up. Back up. Pearl, back. 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 Pearl, back. Back up. Come on, get up. She was standing right on the little fella. Little snaky snake. Yeah, see there? Little snaky. It's one of our snake friends. He's a good guy. I wonder if I could see his eyes, which are pupils are round. Poisonous would be vertically elliptical, but he's friendly, and they're not going to bother this fella. We're going to just back up and let him go on and do his little snake things. He'll be catching grasshoppers, crickets, various bugs, little mice, and whatever he can catch to eat, whatever's small enough for him to swallow. He's 25, 26 inches long. The base of his neck, right behind his head, is about 3/8 of an inch in diameter. His body is about 5/8, slightly less than a nickel in diameter. His head's about, a good 1/2 inch. Back up, Zig, back. Back, Zig, back, Zig. His head's about a good 1/2 inch. Ziggy just saw him, just noticed him. They don't smell much, so dogs don't really know they're there, hardly. But anyway, what I was saying is, with his head 1/2 inch wide, his neck, he's not going to be swallowing much too bigger. He could swallow a tiny mouse though, because they stretch a good bit. I think he could swallow a mouse. Not sure. That even would be pushing it. There's a little snaky snake. Camera's 3 inches off the ground. We're at ground level. But anyway, we're going to walk on. We're not going to bother him. We're going to let him just be a snake. And kind of neat though. It's been raining a lot. And it's been a little bit cool for him, so he's hungry. And it's been sunny today, so he's been out in the sun warming up and charging his batteries. But you can see white. You can see little white specks all along. He's kind of backing up in a little bit of a defense mode now. He knows the dogs are there. He sees them laying down in front of him, and he's a little bit scared of the dogs. But he's thinking, you know what? Hey, maybe I better get back in the high grass, because those things are too big to eat. They're definitely too big to swallow. See the white on his sides. And he's going to go back in the tall grass where he can hide out of sight and just be a snake. Just be a little sneaky snake. Yeah, that's cool. Look at him going up. Yeah, that's neat. And when a snake does that, you don't want to have your fingers closed. I mean, you don't have to worry about a little black snake, but if you're messing and playing with a poisonous snake, which you never do that, when they get like that, time to move on. Move on and let them be, for sure. Anyway, get a little picture of Ziggy Dog. There's Ziggy Dog. Snake's gone. He retreated. Pearl, you gonna go walking with us? Huh? You gonna come walking? Come on, let's go. Let's walk. Alright, zoom back out of Pearl. Zig, you ready to walk? Come on, let's go. All right. I was going to save the battery for the garden, because I think I'm going to try to film my winter greens, my mustard greens and my kale and my collards and everything I've got planted for my winter garden. Oh, there's another one. This is not the same one. Ooh, look at that. That is definitely not the same snake. It's his brother or sister, though. I don't know that much about sex in snakes, but slightly smaller. Same basic diameter, within 1/8 of an inch, about 3 inches shorter in length, but that's cool. I rarely see two in one day. Isn't that something? That is, you know what, hey, I'm glad I didn't shut the camera off. Back up, Zig, back up, Zig, back up, Zig. I'm glad I was able to get that in the same video, because we're 75 or 80 feet from where I saw the other one, and they're not that, they don't crawl that fast. This is no doubt another one. Isn't that something? How about that? Little sneaky snakes in Georgia, y'all. Yeah, this was definitely smaller. A little bit smaller. Not much though. Could likely be from the same little family batch, or a bunch of eggs, whatever. And like the other one, he's going to get in the taller grass and just slip on off and be a sneaky snake. Okay then. What about that, Ziggy dog? There's a snaky snake. You want to walk on? Come on, let's go walking. How about that? Yeah, I guess they're out and enjoying the rain. I mean the sun for the first time after 4 days of rain, 5 days of rain. That's cool. Since I saw them before I stepped on them, or since they're not poison and I saw them before I stepped on them. Thank goodness. We're not going to go left. We're going to go right this time. Thank goodness that I have never seen a poisonous snake here and out here. I know they're here. I mean, no sooner than I say this, I'll, heaven forbid, see one. But I've not seen a poisonous snake since I've lived here in 21 years. And that's good, and that's also bad, because poisonous snakes do eat rats and mice. Poisonous snakes, copperheads and rattlesnakes even help keep down the tick population. A lot of people don't know that, but if you can, leave them be, because ticks feed on rats, ticks feed on mice, as well as other mammals. And when you kill the snakes that feed on those kind of critters, there's just more rats and mice and things like that for the fleas and ticks to jump on and of course live and breed on. So you really and truly, you don't want to kill anything unless you have to, unless it's food for necessary sustaining human life, or for protection, to protect your family, or unless you just doggone have to. But anyway, we're just going to do a small loop today. I'm not going to cross the creek. This is just mainly to get out and let Ziggy and Pearl use the bathroom and exercise just a little bit. Plus my back was hurting and I needed to walk walk out some of the soreness in my back. And walking definitely is good for that. Doctors say, well, exercise is good for muscular pain and things like that, and they're 100% spot on right, no doubt about it. I mean, yeah, you can't definitely overdo it, but walking, or even walking on the treadmill, if your lower back's aching, your muscles are hurting, sore, whatever, it works for me anyway. Walking definitely eases my back pain. Doesn't eliminate it, but it makes it a little more a little more tolerable. My battery was bad yesterday when I was filming my bees, or the honey bees in this area. And since Ziggy's not close, I'm going to slip in here real quick and see if I can film the bees for a second. And let you guys see the bees. Swimming around. Sure would have been nice if they could have. I mean, there are many. They're still gathering pollen. I see. Oh, I know what it is. It's goldenrod pollen. They're heavily active. Of course, the sun's been out and warmed things up. And it's got them rejuvenated. And really working hard today. Yeah. Camera's 10 inches from the open. They know I'm here, but I'm not going to bother them. I hope they know it is. Anyway, I'm going to back on up. Let them just be bees. Do their thing. That's the bees. They found an old hot water tank that was in the woods, just 10 feet from the trail I walk every day with the dogs. I didn't know whether they were wild, aggressive, Africanized honeybees or not, so I moved it from the trail and drug it down here about 150 feet away so that Ziggy and I and Pearl could walk the trails without a threat or chance of them jumping on the dogs, or me, or my neighbor that, you know, does periodically mow the trails. And you know, Africanized honeybees can definitely get excited from engines, mowers. They'll just attack and really quit to hurt on somebody. And there is another bee swarming around the back entrance. Don't know what that is, but there's something else swarming around there. Those are not honeybees. Those are little wasps or something. But I think the honeybees will defend and definitely keep them little tiny wasps. I wonder if that's a little parasitic wasp or something that raid a honeybee nest. But anyway, we're going to move on. I mean, they're active today. That warm sun has got them out and really moving and buzzing around and collecting that goldenrod pollen. Because when they're coming in, I can see golden yellow on their hind legs, pretty thick and heavy. So there's good food here for them. This thing should be full of comb, should be full of wax, should be full of honey, should be full of pollen and royal jelly for the queen, I guess. I need to build a top bar hive or some type of hive where I can harvest some of this honey. Not this year, but later on. Okay, we're going to go back on. Well, there's Ziggy waiting on me to come out. I'm glad one didn't jump on her. Come on, Zig Zig. Here's Pearl Dog. Oh, my Pearl Dog. Hello, Pearl Dog. What you doing? They're my buddies right there. All right, come on, let's go to the house. Come on. Okay. Pearl loves to play. Pearl loves to play with Ziggy dog. She's a good girl. Ziggy's a real good girl. She's older, a little bit older. Pearl's about 2 and 3, 2.5, and Ziggy's about 13. So Ziggy's not as active as Pearl is, not as playful, but she likes her friend Pearl, that's for sure. And we're a little happy family. Okay, we're about 14 minutes, and I'm going to turn this thing off. Take care.